Hey, everybody, welcome to Noir Bar. Finally, we have the doors open. And joining me at the bar this evening is your boy Pat. Pat, how's it going?
It's going great. Morning.
Morning to you as well. And, of course, the one and only ChaosEve. Eve, how's every little old thing with you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing quite well, thank you very much. And TOS has a point. No music tonight. No, I merely forgot to kick the band leader in the ass, and you can start playing momentarily. You know, speaking of music, there's one of the minions of the zoo, goes by the name of Mustafa, who's actually a damn talented musician. And he sent me a sample of some bar-esque music, bluesy, kind of jazzy, little sultry, late-night jam styles. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize he had actually sent it to me in Discord DMs a while back. And I was listening to it. Hot damn, y'all. It's really good. Like, it's better than the crap this fake-ass band I've been hiring has been playing up until now. So, I'm seriously excited about it. I'm going to talk to Mustafa tomorrow during reputable hours when he's actually awake and be like, man, I can't believe that somehow I missed out on that DM you sent me. Like, damn. I forgot that I put sexy saxophone in there. For the the pop-up. Unholy Reaper donated a whopping $15. Thank you very much. Evening Bar Keep. Make it a double bourbon on the rocks. That is a damn fine drink. You have my respect for that. Do you know who drank double bourbon on the rocks?
Who that?
James Bond.
Shaken, not stirred.
What? Yeah, see? What's up, Eve?
I just want to say I love that GIF that just popped up there.
Isn't it sexy?
You guys donate more $15 donations to Polly. I want to see that again.
There are 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, and 20 donations. And a super sexy one full of complete grotesque nudity. But that's at the $500 level. And to see it, well, you're going to have to dig deep. I'm just kidding. There is no $500 level. I should do that. See who's edgy enough to drop $500 just to see if a naked woman actually comes up.
When she doesn't, they're going to ask for a refund.
Right? No, you got a good point. They'll because you can't cancel the payment, right? They'll do it like out of spite. Like, you lying bastard.
Well, to be fair, nobody's going to donate $500 for the sexy woman. They're going to donate it because they wanted to give it to you. The sexy woman is just a bonus.
Right. Now, what I'm trying to figure out what. So, you get auto updates on OBS, right?
Mm.
It reset everything to defaults when the last update that happened for me, which sucks because now I'm having to fight through it to figure out what the fuck I had everything set to before. I feel like I had a finely tuned machine that I just got screwed up. I can't hear the desktop music anymore. So, chat, can you tell me, is the music even playing? Like, I mean, it looks like it is, but I can't hear it. I know that I went into the settings somehow and had the any other sounds to be available for monitoring, but I can't remember where the fuck that's at in settings.
I'm not hearing it. Like, I just muted you to make sure I wasn't be hearing an echo of you, and sure enough, I can't hear it over the.
Yeah,
I hear your voice, but not the music.
No, I can see the music peeking out there in the levels, and I'm just like, I can't tell how loud or quiet it is because nothing here. What music? Yes, very low. Okay. I can hear it. I can't hear it. You turned it down quite a bit. Damn. The volume went up. Yeah, see, I can't balance it out because I can't hear it, guys. All I can see is the level, so I don't know how loud it sounds. Damn it. Let's assume that is good for now. And, well, in the meantime, I'm just going to sneak over to DuckDuckGo and find out what the fuck I'm supposed to do to get it back.
No.
Seraphim Sai says, now I hear something. Yeah, I believe it. By the way, I love that name so much. Unholy Reaper, Seraphim Sai. There's so many dark names, but they're working. I dig it. I can dig it. Super.
Okay, Far, can I point out this picture you just posted? This tweet you just posted. First off, I love that she's wearing an American flag. It's cute. Very patriotic of you. But I'm not sure I get the reference to the quotes though. We don't know how you broke the rules, but you broke the rules. What is that in reference to?
Ex Bubba Hotep hit the $20 one to see a very naked Ava Green on a bed top with a cigarette, looking sexy. And his donation was just curious about the image, and it's a naked ass Ava Green from Frank Miller's classic Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For.
See, you got boobies for that one, so.
Yeah, do you know the effort it took? Because she actually is naked in that scene, if any of y'all remember. And I had to go through frame by frame and shadow out just enough to... that was a lot of work, but, you know, hey.
Boobies.
Just to make sure it was dark enough to not get your channel strike.
Yeah, but enough so it's obviously not just like, you know, her sitting in the absolute dark. You know what I mean? Rich81 asks, did you piss Polly off and not get a link this time? She did piss me off, but that's not why I didn't send her the link. She just, a daily occurrence with her, I expected at this point. It's playing but super quiet. See, I got a question for you, chat. How loud is the sexy saxophone when it plays? Is it like blowing our volume away or not? I don't want to be like Sinatra, where like when his notifications play, it's fucking deafening. You know what I'm talking about here? Man. So what is it we were going to talk about, Eve? And then Pat started being overly sexual, and then talk about... we were going to talk about something before we went live. What the hell was it?
Oh, losing yourself in like I don't want to say like a job, but like compromising your values almost,
right,
when it comes to streaming and stuff like that. Like this, you get into this world of doing things for the content, and then you start to get to a point where you're like, well, maybe I'm running out of stuff that I'm legitimately, like, especially in like in the circles that we run in. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody or anything like that. I'm not naming names, but we've seen examples of people who've just gotten to a point where they don't have anything else to talk about, I guess, and so they start finding things to be upset about, even though they're not really all that upset. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, there was I'm giving this name as an example. I'm not pointing fingers or actually saying this. There was the example of Steven Crowder has had the finger pointed at him a few times, that he's not really as outraged as he pretends to be on his show. Like I said, I'm not saying one way or the other on that. I'm just using that as an example. You know, like people who've said behind the scenes, he's just like real laid back, and it's just like, I don't give two shits about that, you know. But then we'll get on camera and behave one way, like he's very upset because it's what his audience expects. And in most genres of, you know, entertainment, that doesn't matter so much. However, I think there's a different expectation with this particular like social and political commentary. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think that I'm still having trouble monitoring the music, but okay.
That's why you're being quiet and let me talk. Okay.
But yeah, I was like, go on, girl, speak your piece. I'm fine with it. Pat, I won't.
Yo.
I won't presume to speak first. By all means, what do you think of that?
I don't know. It's like I'm still trying to.
um,
Okay, hold
I
on.
don't know. I mean,
The music.
like
Wait a second. Is it my thoughts on it are okay? So I was telling you about Dennis Miller, right? So for those who don't know, Dennis Miller's like a stand-up comedian. He used to be on Saturday Night Live, and then he started doing tours and stuff. And September 11th affected that guy's mind, as he says. It kind of turned him into a more patriotic guy, more nationalist guy, he said. And he starts kind of doing, I don't know, conservative comedy along the lines of what Steven Crowder does now, right? And he was asked, like he does like sets on like Fox News, like they'll invite him on Fox News to give like comedic commentary on stuff. And at one point, Tucker Carlson has him on Tuck and asks him, well, what is with all of the media people who run so far to the left? What is with Trump derangement syndrome? Do you think it's real? No, it wasn't Tucker. It was on Ben Shapiro's Sunday special. That's where it was. And Ben was like, what do you think is going on there? And he said, I don't think you can read that much into it. I think people have their political ideologies, and they do. But I don't know if you've ever read of the experiment or heard of the experiment where the mouse can get a tiny little pellet of food that has a certain amount of opiate in it. So when it presses a lever, tiny little mouse-sized lever, and it presses a lever and it gets food that has the morphine in it and food that doesn't have morphine in it. So it can survive off of either. And as soon as it figures out that it feels good or better or relaxed hitting the lever on the right, it'll hit that lever until it's dead. It'll just eat the opiate-laced food over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until it's dead. I'm going to be dead in a matter of days. And he goes, that kind of behavior is sort of what you're seeing. If you are getting bigger laughs when you're saying, Trump, am I right? You're going to keep saying it. Because that doesn't make the person evil. They might actually not like Trump. Do they hate Trump so much that they're going to talk about the guy literally every day? That they're going to, and he referenced Stephen Colbert's joke to the point of calling the guy a cock holster on national television. When you're on network television and you know that's going to bring the whatever decency censors down on you or whatever, the communications division of the federal government's going to come down on you for not so much you're talking about the president, but that you're using that kind of language when you know you're not allowed to. Your advertisers might get pissed off, but he did it anyway. Why? Because it's every time I say something harsher, I get more of a reaction, more notoriety in the press. So I'm willing to go this far. You're nothing but Putin's cock holster. Because that's how I think he arrived there. Not because he's a bad guy, but because he kept hitting that lever because it was making him feel good.
Well, I mean, it also makes him money. It makes him, when he gets good ratings, his bosses approve. I mean,
absolutely.
It's just
all the way down the line. I completely agree. It's all sorts of things he's getting out of it. How are you going to tell him no? How are you going to tell him to stop? It doesn't even make sense to tell him to stop. Why would he?
It's like, oh, right, they're getting their dopamine through TDS. Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I heard what was it? Not Weinstein, the Weinstein brothers. Eric Weinstein was talking about this one time. He said the problem with our media nowadays is that they get so much of their payment, their reward for doing their job from that social satisfaction. They really feel like when they write a scathing article about Trump and they've really stuck it to Trump, and that's this psychological payment that they get from this because they're not, I guess his theory is that they're not being paid enough. Okay. Like if you offered them more money, like actual physical money, more benefits, physical benefits, then they wouldn't need to get that psychological payoff. So instead of, they really feel like they're doing something worthwhile and good, you know? Like they're really sticking it to this tyrant.
Gotcha.
But if they were getting compensated in some other way, they wouldn't feel that need. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but it was an interesting commentary on that very similar thing. It's like if you're if you're getting that payout, that satisfaction, if you're having that need met somewhere else, then you won't necessarily need to. Yeah, it says your screen chat is frozen.
Oh, I'd believe it.
Yeah, it just looks like it needs to be scrolled down.
Yeah, it probably just froze. Yeah, whoa, the music suddenly raised in volume. Yeah, because I reinserted it into... There. I can hear it. All I had to do was completely delete it, remove it, clear the cache, and then recapture it.
Oh,
And now I can hear it. Who is it?
Cynic says the band is ADHD.
Yeah. Rajan said about like 5 minutes ago, least professional otter on the internet. You damn right. I mean, fuck. This has been a comedy of errors tonight, chat. I don't know where you get off tipping the bartender who can't figure out how to pour liquor properly. But all right, I appreciate the generosity nonetheless.
Yeah, give your money to Pat instead.
I don't have a Streamlabs yet.
Oh,
I know everybody keeps saying. I'm working on it.
They did it to me. So.
Yeah, they eventually got around to doing it. It was more about it wasn't so much the question about Streamlabs, it was more about PayPal and how to set that up. I mean, we talked about that, how to set up a business PayPal.
Oh, yeah.
And then it ended up happening in an opposite direction because a friend of mine approached me to do a PayPal for another reason. And so then I just, what do you want to call it? Double purposed that PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this has got to be a message from like God or something. It's like, you know that music that you didn't originally contract to be made? Yeah, it's not going to work for you no more. You need to go hit up my boy Mustafa and get him to make some original music for you.
Bro, Mustafa does great music. If anybody's watched my streams, I show him out every single time. That man did all my music for my channel, and yeah. He does really good work.
It goes from jazz to ska. Cough, polysyndrome. Cough. I don't know about that. I wouldn't go so far as to call this ska. You know, when I think of it, when people say ska, I think of Trinidadian dance hall music. I don't really think of the rock styling, like modern. You ever heard of ska from Trinidad? It's like soca in a way. It's like super fast paced. Anyway, so many West Indians around where I live, man. You can't help but hear all sorts of music. Okay, what was I going to do next? I can't even remember. Now, we talked about the woman that shot up the McDonald's over cold French fries. I can't remember what stream we did that on. That blew my mind. And I was tuning into Monkey in the Morning for a second. I heard you guys talking about what we were talking about the other day, the Popeye's chicken sandwich death dealers.
Popeye's thing.
Yeah. And Pete says the tunes are just right now. Okay, you know what? I'm going to...
tweak it now?
No, it's at negative 2.8 decibels. I'm going to remember that number. If that's right level where it can be heard, it's not overtaking anyone's voice. 2.8 under is apparently that sweet spot. I'm going to remember that. Oh yeah, so we were talking about the Popeye's chicken sandwich. I still haven't gotten one of those. I don't. Pat, you said you had it and it was pretty good, but not worth someone's life. Is that right?
Yes.
I'd say that's a fair conclusion.
It's like it's good, but it's like, damn, I ain't gonna kill you over. Like I'm not gonna treat it like it's crap. Like,
yeah, well, it's like, see, I first found out about that story, that particular one from Prince George's County in Maryland, from Tommy Sotomayor's channel, and he goes into talking about it, and he says, he cracks some jokes. What's in this chicken? It doesn't affect white folks like this. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, et cetera, right? And he does his Tommy comedy, but then he brings it back around and he says, but we got to be honest though. It's not, obviously there's nothing in the bird meat. He goes, it's about not willing to back down. It's about not willing to get punked in front of other people. Guy steps to you, he threatens you, makes it a matter of, what do you want to call it? Personal honor, not wanting to get punked, not knuckling under, standing down in front of somebody, and you're willing to take it so far that it ends up somebody getting stabbed, another two people running into each other, a woman and a man crushing their cars and causing damage to each other's cars, trying to get into the drive-thru first because they heard they have limited amounts of chicken sandwiches available at this Popeyes. It's like, you're willing to damage your vehicle for a $5 sandwich?
No.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? The man has a point. It's like, is it really worth it? It was over a sandwich, but it wasn't over a sandwich. It was over ego, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Personal prestige, give it a name. And that's the sad part. Like, it's like because on that basis, it could have been over a bazooka gum. It could have been over, a marble. It doesn't really matter what it was over. A single thin dime. It's just somebody threatened you over, and you're like, no, I'm not going to back down. It's... Oh, right. I still have to address the chat. Shit.
Yeah, and it's like also what me and Monkey was basically saying, we think it's basically because it's been hyped up so much on social media and things like that, and anybody who's been able to say, hey, look, I got a Popeye's chicken sandwich and things like that has gotten lots of views or lots of lots of online pull and things, all that right there. That's what I'm thinking. That's what it basically is. Somebody can just sit up there and get online and brag like they got that chicken sandwich, and people like, oh, like and shit. And if that's the case, I'm like, really? I'm like, I got the sandwich because I was hungry, not because, hell shit, I wanted fucking clicks.
Now, what's interesting about that to me, now, hold on, there we go, chat. There, chat's reset. Thank God. God damn it, y'all. Fuck. Okay. All right, I'm starting to take bets. Who's got $5 on what's going to go wrong next? Music went to hell. Chat went to hell. I am on live chat, for those wondering. Yep, I already switched it. The mic wasn't working. So a fire's going to start in the bar? The cops are going to bust in early? Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah, the early police.
Yeah.
Shut down the bar.
I'm just giggling at how Evolved Potato has us all labeled there. It's still labeled as abuser, and then he has me labeled as beautiful, and then he has Pat labeled as buff man.
The only thing I'm abusing is my own credibility, so that's fine. Neither of the Popeyes around here has a chicken sandwich yet. TOSS. Or says, yeah, truth be told, I can make a better chicken sandwich than any one of these places, and most people can, because you get to control the ingredients. If you know how to make a proper batter, which isn't hard at all, there's multiple different options for tutorials on YouTube alone on how to make a good batter for chicken. You know what I mean? At that point, it's just a chicken breast and properly picking your seasonings. I can season I like Popeyes over KFC, personally. That's because I like Popeye seasoning, Louisiana seasoning, better than the 11 herbs and spices. I think the 11 herbs and spices are good. I just happen to think Popeyes are better. But
as I'm saying, them KFC lovers can't handle them seasons.
And I think the batter's flakier. Like it's crisper. There's more to it. It's KFC is more like a batter coating than it is a crispy surrounding. That's the way I like to look at it. It's I'll admit, where KFC got Popeyes is that Popeyes chicken is always crispy. They got original and they got extra crispy. Some people, like our Blood Wing said, he ain't got the teeth for it, so he can't really dig into that really dig into that crispy chicken. So it's like that original part right there kind of helps KFC get that somewhat edge. That's the man has a dental situation that he can't handle the extra crispy. Man, my sympathy goes out to him. No, and I'm not even trying to fuck with him. Like, if your teeth are in such, like, because I got a bad tooth that's threatening to abscess and so forth.
Ooh.
Because
Let's
I,
talk
I
about it after
yanked
today.
I yanked a filling out with some hard candy with a Jolly Rancher, and I got an appointment coming up to get that fixed. But so I can sympathize with the man who's got dental problems, but when your dental problems are far gone enough that you can't even have crispy chicken, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And I don't know what it is about about a toothache or abscess, stuff like that, but that shit will break you down faster than anything. It's like, I'd rather get shot before I have a toothache. That's how bad they are, man.
Mm-hmm. And Vol Potato makes a good point. This is Polly. It's nice having options. It's not like we only have one in Australia. It's not like we only have one in Australia. I mean, you have more than one, no? I don't like if you've only got one like Southern style fried chicken joint. Yeah, that would suck. Because I mean, there's a lot more than Popeyes and KFC. There's churches. There's all the local joints where there aren't multiple editions of them.
Yeah, there's churches. There's Chick-fil-A. There's Raising Raising Cane.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, lots of options is definitely a good thing. I mean, I know it's kind of heresy, but I'm not a big fan of Chick-fil-A fries. Their chicken and their chicken sandwiches especially are real good. I'm a big fan. I don't like them fries. They're not bad. I prefer others. Oh, Ebony stopped by the bar. Hey, Ebony, how's it going?
Hey,
Always nice to have you come by. Pete said something. Motherfucker's hot and spicy is the shit. Yeah. And y'all get this Nando's place. You should see some of the food, Pat, that they got at Nando's in Australia.
That's a place I am determined, like, because I heard they have one in Chicago, and it's like that is place I am determined to try. Yeah, like Thorn Inside, or she calls herself It's Midnight Now. She told me they have a Nando's up there, and I looked it up, and I'm like, sure shit they do. I'm like, I gotta make a special trip to Chicago one day then.
I thought that was not on the continent. That's news. Okay. Because I've seen pictures. Farah sent me pictures of some of the Nando's fries and the what was it? Tandoori chicken, I think that she ordered. God, it like not only did it look good and the seasons looked proper, like a proper amount. It sounded good from the description. I'm like, I've got to try this Nando's, man.
Yeah, now, and I've seen like the Nando's commercials and like people who've actually like made videos about it. I'm like, damn, that looks good.
Yeah. It sounds like a good idea. It's like it's starting to make me think maybe I should get some investors together and start a Nando's location. You know what I mean?
So I heard you were talking about Nando's.
Hey, Far. Far stumbled into the bar talking about some Nando's.
Yeah, saying.
I love Nando's.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, you're associated with it. How's it like? Like,
Yeah, no, it's great. I love it. Just even if you like really spicy stuff, beware of like the most spicy thing you can get from there, because it's just holy shit. They don't fuck around.
Beware the spice.
Now,
they don't fuck around with peri peri.
The spice.
Like I said, the closest one here is in Chicago, so I got to make that trip one day.
Now, Gilcato's in the chat. He's Gilcato strikes me as something of a foodie, because I'm always getting pictures from him of these like fantastic setups of food and stuff, and he's moving for work, and he's like, these are the kind of foods that I'm gonna be getting where I'm going. So he strikes me as a foodie guy. And he says Nando's isn't as good as Oporto. Do you know Oporto?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, neither do I. So it's like,
me neither.
Is that like a competitive Australian chain? You got me.
I don't know.
What? Vegan
Never heard of
KFC
it.
is now a thing in Oz? What?
I've seen like the promotions and the certain commercials. I think they're coming out with like like vegan vegan chicken and vegan chicken nuggets and all that right there. It looked like it looked like it's gonna sound almost as worse as the Impossible Whopper.
I still haven't had that damn thing.
I have, and it tastes like that.
Really? So I was told it was good, but
It feel like soy burgers.
I've never had a soy burger, so I wouldn't know.
You,
I ate real meat, thank you.
you've had, oh God, they even put it in a green bucket, guys.
Oh boy.
My God, so I get it. Like I said, they're trying to appease a certain demographic and shit like that.
Sure.
So long as they don't get, so long as they don't, get rid of, what truly matters is the original stuff. So all right, you're trying to reach out to the vegans. I get that, but it's like, don't think that you're gonna change my mind into like, hey, try this vegan chicken. Hey, get that shit out my face.
Let's hear it. It's no, that picture's too small. Finger licking vegan? That sounds stupid and you know it. Here we are. Over to the screen capture here. And actually turn the screen capture on, and there it is. KFC Beyond Meat. In a green bucket, guys. And every time I see something vegan, like vegan Thanksgiving, vegan Christmas dinner, they've always got gravy on the table. That's the thing that interests me the most. The fuck's in that gravy? Like all sorts of artificial this and that,
Oh God. That looks weird.
It does.
That doesn't look right. It really doesn't though.
Yeah.
Like that looks like it's a knockoff KFC.
It does.
Which it is. Like
it is.
I'm kind of wondering what the what the ingredients is. Like it's gotta be like what, tofu? I don't know, some like what's the most closest thing that can resemble meat that they can.
Well, okay, you know what?
Ground up paper? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
ground up paper.
Yeah, it's old Chinese newspapers, watered, turned into a mush, then reformed into a patty with batter. What?
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Platy's in chat. What's up, Platty? It says it's corn.
It could be. It could honestly be that sometimes that's the thing they use.
See, I don't believe this. I was reading somebody's recommend, and they said it's kind of like, there's the vegan burger right there. Vegan KFC burger officially sold out in 4 days. Is that because they only brought in 5 patties to the location just in case? Right. The review said that the pictures didn't do it justice. Like it wasn't nearly that thick, and the batter was way too thin, etc. And it's like, but guess what, vegans? They'll lie to you like they lie to everybody in the advertising. There's nothing new going on there. I mean, look at this picture. You expect me to believe that that's what it actually looks like when I get it in real life?
Nope.
No, it's gonna be like 90% mayo, and you know it. That's always what they do at KFC. They just they put it on mayo, they put it on the chicken, and then it's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna look like that at all.
No, I mean that looks crispy. It looks good. It looks nice and deep fried. Like it's got a nice crunch to the batter. And it's not going to be like that. We all know that.
Nope.
Lying bastards.
That is just there for show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get the real shit. Like, that don't look like the picture.
Oh, look at this, man. They got the friendly vegan feast, family feast, and it's like hippie salad in the background, potatoes, their fake ass chickenoid substance, and then some biscuits that never saw eggs nor milk. So whatever the fuck's in them. It's like what, matzo crackers? I don't understand. What the
matzo crackers.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like it's flour and water, man. Like what, we don't have any other options.
Yeah. Now, my thing is like if you're a vegan and you're so like and for the animals and things like that, how you say is like, why are you even going into like a KFC in the first damn place where you're gonna see a whole lot of fried up chicken, fried up animals that you're like, they killed the animals for this right here. Why would you want to go into a KFC and buy some knockoff ass, versions of that shit. Unless your envy, envy is kicking in, and you actually want to eat meat, but you want to hold on to your damn morals.
Yep, I just think that it. I said it before and I'll say it again. Vegans eating pretend meat is, on the face of it, it's wrong. It's like lesbians using dildos. You made your choice.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Which I'm saying, I've always wanted that myself too. Like I said, like lesbians, like they don't like dick, but they'll use dildos like a motherfucker.
Goddamn.
Which makes me think, like,
fuck.
They like it. They just don't. I'm saying they just don't like the guy attached to it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But I ain't getting into the argument again.
No. Rich says someone tell Polly to click that downward button on his chat. There is no downward button on the actual live chat. It's just appearing in the capture on the stream. I'm still reading the live chat as it's scrolling up. I see what you guys are saying. It's just, it freezes in the capture. I don't know why. I have to go in and hit refresh the cache. I guess the cache keeps filling up quickly. I don't know. I have no explanations for this stuff. I've been drinking.
Real quick.
Oh, is that what it is?
I just got a donation from Evolved Potato. Thank you, Evolved Potato.
Yay!
For the Aussies in the stream, get 2 packets each of Nando's hot and lemon herb spice from Kohl's and cover a kilo of chicken thighs with olive oil and spices, and then cook it on barbecue until it's just cooked through to get maximum juices.
Yep, I've done that before. It's pretty good.
I'm hungry now.
They got lemon herb Nando? Oh, I really gotta try it now.
Oh yeah, no, they have well, it's their non-spicy option, like the one non-spicy option.
It says for the Aussies in the stream, but there's only one Aussie on the stream. Unless somebody else snuck in and I wasn't paying attention. No,
Right.
just
No.
You want to see a goddamn lie, everyone? Okay, here. It's 9:30 here, Polly. We're way ahead of you in terms of the drinks. Yeah, well. Wait, why are you throwing in my face, man? I'm not. Am I the only one drinking here right now? Is it just me?
Yes.
Yeah, right now.
When the bartender is the only one drinking, there's something weird going on. But it's all right. I'm drinking my half calf bourbon, coffee, and eggnog. Because after all, it is almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I shouldn't be drinking full caffeinated coffee. But I refuse to drink decaffeinated. Because at that point, it's like, the fuck you doing? So I do the half calf. Anyway, look at this. See this burger? See this KFC burger right here? This vegan KFC burger. Looks good. Look at that. Look how puffy that bun is. Nice little bit of mayo, some fresh lettuce. Look how crispy that the skin and the batter is, right? Okay. Here.
So is this the make everyone hungry stream?
All right. Well, hold on. Go ahead. There you go. That's what it actually looks like.
It's gonna take a second for it to pop up on mine.
No, fair enough. There's a little bit of a delay. Chat can see it right away because they're on the proper delay with me. But there it is, the actual KFC. Look at that old lettuce. Look at that thin, strangely colored patty. Look at that flat ass bun. Okay.
Now that's what.
Isn't that some bullshit right there?
When reality ruins your fantasy.
That looks like it came from Red Rooster, not KFC. Come on, guys. Step up your fucking game.
Pete's like fantasy versus reality. Exactly, right?
Exactly.
That is such a radical departure, though, that it's not like, oh well, we made it look better in advertising. No.
You know what this reminds me of? You ever see that one scene in Falling Down, Michael Douglas, he's like in the burger restaurant. And he's doing the exact same thing when he had ordered a burger after he had after he like took out the gun and things like that and held everybody hostage. And so they finally give him like the burger and things like that. He's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like you see the picture right there, it's all plump, juicy, and all nice looking.
Yeah,
And then he picks up the actual burger and the shit is flat as
I love the comments. It's like, even the bun looks sad, Cynic says. It does. That bun looks sad. You're not wrong. I mean,
Did I ever show you those clips from this show called The Checkout?
oh yeah,
Right, where they find like the product, what it looks like on the box, and they show you what it actually looks like.
yeah, absolutely. And
that's what this reminds me of, because it's just like those ones. Oh my god! If you've never seen these, go look up. Just, I should find a link for this actually, because I can't even really remember exactly what it's called. But yeah, they find shit like this, but there's some of them where it's so different to what is actually on the box, and it's like, this has to be illegal on some level. There's no way.
Does the music come through and not change over to the screen capture? Yeah, it does. The music's not coming through. Oh, god damn it. You're trying...
Check out the
Product
cocktail.
versus pack shot. That's what it is.
Oh shit, he does have a good eye, Mike Parlett. He totally has a coke nail rocking. Look at that pinky.
I put the link in chat to a playlist of these, but
right,
just
nice.
Oh my god! Like, if you look at some of these, like some of them aren't so bad, but there's others where it's just like, that looks nothing like what is on the pack.
I love you got Milkman Dan's drinking with me. That's good news. I'm glad there's a few people.
Well.
What's that?
He's drinking coffee as well?
No, drinking liquor.
You're drinking coffee though.
I said it's a Kris Kringle, as was mentioned in chat. That's coffee, eggnog, and a healthy portion of bourbon over ice.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me about the bourbon?
Nope.
Because I'm not known for drinking? Why? What's with my credibility problem?
Know. I'm just messing with you.
Of all potatoes says, Coke Nail, am I missing something? No, it's just proof you do not have a misspent youth. If you take a look at his fingernail over here, this one right here.
No, yeah, it's like the Coke nail is like I'm saying, it's like the when your nail is so long where you like you can scoop. You know what I'm saying, you can scoop up the Coke and just grab a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Bob Ross's large nail.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Like this massive.
When you've only got one nail that's longer than all the others, usually on your pinky, it's just so you can scoop up and do a quick bump of blow instead of having like a small spoon, where like those little spoons you wear around your neck or inside the Coke container or whatever. It's a quick way of doing it. And the only reason you're going to have that is if you're a serious blowhead. And for those of you that are Star Wars fanatics, you're going to know about the scene where Princess Leia puts her hand on Han Solo's shoulder when they're in the Imperial shuttle in Return of the Jedi. And you can see her massive ass obvious Coke nail. And that was right at the time where she, like in like 83, when she confessed years later to having a major cocaine problem for like 5 years. And it's like, really?
Like, Carrie, we know.
Yeah, really, Carrie Fisher. I mean, we didn't notice it at all in the movie. Like, that shit was like fucking 1.5 inches long. Like, you needed some serious Hollywood rails off of that fingernail. It was... I mean, I shouldn't be talking about the woman. She's passed away. But it is just still.
This is the bar stream. If you ain't drunk here, walk away quietly. Oh, I can't. Hey, I've never been drunk in my life, actually. Would you believe it?
Peter said it was my Kit Kat.
You've never been okay, but you've been tipsy though.
Sure, a little bit.
And I've been tipsy, drunk, trash, you name it.
Okay, I'm going to have to refresh the cache again, everyone, to get chat to start.
But not drunk enough to where I forget stuff.
Yay.
Those are the ones that trip me out right there. Where you so damn drunk you forget shit. Like, nah, you forget, you just don't want to remember.
You know what? I've never actually had the blackout drunk situation happen to me, where
I did, and it was the birth of the queen.
right.
So don't do it. Don't do that.
You know what? There, look at that.
Because that's
Did you guys know
that's
Far
when you start to
secretly a
involve the
queen?
egos.
Yeah, it's as far as alternate drunken personality, the queen came into effect when she got crazy fucking hammered in Blotto one night. Look at that.
Yeah,
what
don't-
the hell?
Don't ever play the Deadpool drinking game. Because that's how that happened. Just don't do it.
Don't.
It's not worth it.
One time, I played the James Bond drinking game. Extremely straightforward. Whenever he says Bond, you have to take a shot. Okay.
So, like, half the movie.
Well, I forget the movie. I forget most of that night. I remember blackout is where you like absolutely forget all the occurrences. You know what I mean? You have no recollection. It's like I kind of remember being there and I remember joking around with people, but it's all blurry and hazy. I don't remember well because whatever happened is seen at a party where he goes around introducing himself, and whenever he does that, that's 2 shots. My name is Bond, James Bond. That's 2 shots per introduction. And yeah, we didn't make it through the whole movie, from what I recall. It's don't ever play that drinking game. It's a
I don't think you can.
You'd have to be someone's pat size drinking that 20% alcohol Malibu rum. You know what I mean? to be able to last a Bond movie.
Like, damn, like we're gonna die before we get to this movie.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm reloading chat from scratch. Fuck. Did anybody have chat from scratch in the pool? The chat was gonna be the next fuck up. What a load of bullshit, guys. You'd think that I was asking for a lot. I'm asking for basic function here. OBS, what the hell? You know what kills me? People say Streamlabs OBS is unreliable and unstable. Really? Because OBS Studio isn't exactly impressing me with its stability and consistency. How much worse could Streamlabs OBS be? Fuck. Do I want to remove chat capture? You're goddamn right I do, because that motherfucker, it's not frozen. It's solidified and calcified in a state of unmovingness. But alright, so what we're going to do is browser capture yet again. I'm going to call it browser chat 1. Create new. Then go ahead and put in our custom CSS code. Aren't you guys enjoying this? Isn't this fantastic streaming content? Listen
It is great.
Yeah, to Polly explain step by step exactly how he's trying to not completely fuck up consistently. Control audio via OBS, shut down source when not visible. Yes, other than that, it's good. Go. And booyah, there she is. Live chat, proper size. So let me just scale this down. Oh, in case anybody didn't know, or you hadn't been paying attention to Evolved Potato being a generous soul over
You just
there.
added a browser source. Nice.
What?
Sorry.
Well,
Just, I just look up. It's like you just added a browser source.
I did.
Like,
Well,
Yeah, I was like,
were you not listening to what
nice.
I was? Look, the
No.
motherfucker's frozen again. Look at that. Brand new browser source frozen. I'm out of options. I don't know what to do to fix that at this point.
don't have chat up. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to go for a second option. I have thought of a second option here. Let's do this. In the meantime, Far had a... yeah, see, Evolved Potato there. Put up all the links. You feel like being generous and tipping the bartender. The bartender is in sorrowful need of your tips to buy something that's not a goddamn potato so I can stream a little bit better, y'all. Fuck. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. You know what not a lot of people realize is like, look at all the money you've gotten. Yeah, but you have to hold a whole bunch of it back for those things called taxes. Taxation is theft. It's
And suddenly Polly's a libertarian.
right. every liberal social son of a bitch rapidly becomes a libertarian as soon as they start getting a significant paycheck and see how much is being taken off it. Sure, I'll pay for that illegal immigrant's health care. Wait a minute, you mean it's going to actually be coming out of my check? Well, yeah. Oh, well, fuck that then. Like, well, wait a minute now. It's like, but they're here illegally. Doesn't that mean they're not paying taxes? That's right, it does. How do you feel about you paying for that health care now? Elizabeth Warren, you're insane. See, everyone keeps saying, hit the blue arrow. I hear you. I hear you. The blue arrow's not actually appearing on live chat. You understand? It's only appearing in the capture on the screen. So chat for me is moving. That's exactly why I can read you saying that. But it's not appearing in the capture, right? There is no blue arrow for me to click. It's only appearing in the capture because it's frozen. I don't know I don't know why it's doing that. I hear you. You should be able to click on it, but every donation from Evolved Potato is a gift, therefore tax exempt. I like this reasoning. I really like this reasoning. What I'm going to do is swing by my own channel and do a chat capture from there instead of from inside Creator Studio, because I've got a suspicion that that's the fucking problem.
Oh yeah, probably is.
Oh, I still have Far's merch link up in the description, which is a good thing. By all means, everyone, go check that out.
Nice.
Far's got some super sweet merch
shit.
and more coming. Buy my shit. See, that's how you show properly. You don't be like, oh,
What?
I could need it for a computer. It's like, pay for my computer. That's See, I got to get like Far. She knows how to do it.
Right. Well, just have me shout like, buy my shit. Pay for my shit.
I think somehow when you're like have the cute Australian voice, it works better than some dude being pay for my computer. It just doesn't really doesn't enthuse people to be generous, you know.
Oh, but the Australian
that's
accent
why.
totally does.
Well, it's the female Australian accent here.
But that's what I'm saying. When you got some cute,
See, they don't suspect the female criminals. Got it.
there we go. So I dropped that. Pop out this guy. Okay. Pop out this guy. Do it. There we go. Pop out the chat. And there, it actually did it. Well done, au gratin potato. So now we're just going to move that back over here. Doesn't this make for great content? Isn't everyone loving this content? See, this is
I'm loving it.
Best.
this is why I am so impressed with Young Ripper 59. He's a comic book and politics streamer that I watch. I'm a big fan of. Okay. That guy will actually start reading comic books on the stream. He's got a live stream and he's like, oh, I just picked up this issue today. And he'll just kind of open it and be like, yeah, look at this art. This art looks
Lionheart's like, hey, that's mean, Eve. Guys can have cute accents too. Yes, you can, dear. I was just pointing out that her being female also contributes to the entire situation. So,
well, Ebony's back. Glad to have you back. So let's see what else I wanted to talk about here this evening. See, we covered the Popeye situation, KFC's bizarre vegetable chicken. That's what I'm going to call it from now. It's not vegan shit, it's vegetable chicken. That'll turn people off of it. And Ebony asks his live chat on. Indeed it is, my dear. Indeed it is.
I mean, what is it? Cauliflower? Because I've seen vegans do that. They'll like take cauliflower and cover it in like vegan barbecue sauce. And it's like, it's just like a chicken wing. And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it ain't.
No, cauliflower
It
is
looks like a
delicious, but
chicken
don't lie to
wing,
yourself.
sure.
That's not chicken.
All right, barkeep. I'm off work and I'll have a stout. Really? Stout? Yeah, okay. I can deal with stout when it.
It's not Schlitz.
Sadly, nothing is anymore. See what Far's referring to there, Chaz, that we were having fun watching commercials from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, but I think we found a particular love for the 1970s commercials. They were...
Yeah, there's just something about the 70s ones where it's... Oh my god, they're so funny. They're so funny.
They have a charm all their own, and we guessed, what have you, that advertising time must have been a lot less expensive in the 1970s, even adjusting for inflation and such like that. Because every little corner store that sold electronics had an advertisement in primetime television. And it was great. That's how you had Crazy Eddie advertising in New York, where I'm Crazy Eddie, come on down. I've got the best deals in town, and I won't be beating you. Bring in your receipt, and I'll beat anybody's cost by 5%. You can't beat me. I'm Crazy Eddie. It was fucking hilarious.
Crazy.
I mean,
yeah, and then the one where like another Crazy Eddie ad where they're just singing in a bathroom because it's obvious that it was the only place they could record it. And it's like, okay, fuck it, let's make the best of this.
Yep. He has this old doo-wop band from, like the 1950s, four guys on the corner, doing the whole shabab thing. He gets these guys together in like a high school bathroom, so it's a little echoey, and it seems like they're high school students, even though they're clearly all middle-aged men. And they're all singing about how crazy Eddie is, and how you should go take advantage of his mental incompetence to get good deals on electronics. And those ads are fun, and there used to be for anyone who... Oh, shit. There we go. Mike Parlett donated $5 to see an incredibly sexy Jessica Alba in just a bra and panties and a cigarette on a bed smiling. That's worth $5, don't you think? Get the ladies a beer or two. I will do so if they're willing to drink.
No, I don't want a beer.
I'll take a... what's the one I like? Lindemans Framboise, please.
A Lindemans Foie Gras, really?
Mm-hmm.
I can actually dig what are those called? Lambic beers. I've had a number of different kinds of lambics, and yeah, I'm okay with them. I mean, they always come like in like a fruity style, but yeah, so what? They're good. They're pricey too, so I'm always happy if someone else is buying to bring the lambics by.
That's why I always drink them on pint night, because normally it's like $9 for a 12-ounce bottle, and I'm like, eh. They're definitely less expensive beers.
Well, there's few things that are less expensive than Schlitz malt liquor. Now,
Schlitz.
Yeah, and their ads were fucked. I mean, you got Colt 45, okay? Well-known old school malt liquor.
No one does it like the bull.
Right, okay? Now, they had the class to hire my man Billy D. You got Billy D. Williams up in their old ads, and he's like, it's a good night when you have fine company, fine music, and the smooth taste of Colt 45. Like, see, he brought 45. Class to it. He brought style to it, right? Schlitz malt liquor ads, Jesus Christ. It's a bunch of clowns in a liquor store doing a song and dance until a bull busts through the window. No, fuck I'm not even exaggerating. That's what happened. Like,
yeah,
that's what happened.
And then there's the other ones where like it's near the end of Schlitz even being a thing, and they're like, okay, what do we do now?
Oh yeah, right.
Drink Schlitz or I'll kill you.
Or I'll kill you?
That is legit. The ad campaign.
They went with this style that has become, apparently, we read, legendary in marketing circles as the drink Schlitz or I'll kill you marketing campaign. Because the ads are, the camera's on a guy like an angry, gruff-looking lumberjack dude, and he's like, you want to take my Schlitz from me? And he's got an angry pit bull beside him, right? And he's like, you're going to take my Schlitz from me? I bet, I think you better take a look at him. He hasn't had lunch yet. And the dog starts growling. Like, that's the style of the commercial. It's like, drink Schlitz or I'll kill you. If you try and take my Schlitz from me, you'll be dead. And they actually thought this was a good idea when the company was failing.
Yeah, yeah, and the weird thing is though, there's only one ad you can really find of this on YouTube, and we both watched it, and it was like, oh my god, how the hell did anyone look at this and go, this is acceptable for television? Yes, this will get people to buy our shit.
Yeah, but did you see what Schlitz was mostly marketed toward?
Yeah, there was a predominance of African American individuals in those commercials. Yes.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I'm colorblind, so Far had to tell me that was what was going on.
Well, you know,
so
well, St. Ides, kind of had that same thing too.
a little bit.
That's it. Yeah, if you remember that right there, man.
Well, St. Ides. I mean, let's see. Who did commercials for St. Ides?
Let's see. There was Snoop
Dogg,
there was Dre, there was Ice Cube,
King T. Like it was just. Are you guys fucking serious? You're doing malt liquor ads?
A bunch of gangster rappers.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind blowing. And
yeah.
What's funny is it's like if you've ever had St. Ides, it is like, okay, most malt liquor is pretty bad. For those of you who don't know, if you've never had it, it's just high alcohol by volume beer. It's basically beer, just made in a different way. And
but then they started making like a little well, I wouldn't call them wine coolers, but malt-free beverages and shit. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it had a couple of them, but it was also kind of fucked up too because it only came in red or blue. So yeah. that caused a lot of trouble too, because like I said, if you got caught drinking the red one, that means you represented the Bloods, and you know how that went right there. It was the Blood and Crip thing.
Drinking had a say in what you were what gang you were affiliated. Good grief.
Yep, that caused trouble too. So besides St. Ides being basically promoted with a bunch of gangster rappers, because this came out back in the 90s, and gangster rap at that time was the popular shit back then in the black community. And yeah, that was a tripped up part. It's like, and nobody caught on to it until until that started happening. Like people would sit up here and get shot because why? He got caught drinking a red St. Ides or some shit like that.
Mike Parlett says Crooked Eye now. You mean Crooked Eye as in the MC, or do you mean Crooked Eye as in the nickname for St. Ides? For those of you who don't know, St. Ides, the I in Ides was like a zigzag shape, and so they nicknamed the drink Crooked Eye. And it's like, I didn't know Crooked Eye did ads for St. Ides, but it would make sense. The guy named himself after a nickname for your beverage. And beverage was in air quotes there, guys. St. Ides,
that's what kind of killed their sales.
Fucking terrible. Like, if you want to drink malt liquor, get yourself Old English. It's the best of the worst.
OE is still around.
Yep, damn right it is. OE 800, you can get it in bottle 40 quarter can. It's true. Easy wasn't lying.
Yes.
It's but I will never forget that bottom bargain basement liquor store that was around the corner from the place that I used to live. Back in high school when I used to live. The Old English was what? $2.10, I think. Like $2.10 I'm talking here. That's a lot of 8%, 8.5% alcohol for $2.10. I mean, for under $5, you can get straight fucked up. You show me the man that can drink 240s in the space of 3 hours and not be loaded.
That sounds like my uncle. Yeah, that man can drink 240s or a fifth of gin and still don't be drunk.
Oh man, it was. I drank it because I was poor. And I don't mean ghetto poor. I just mean you walk into the liquor store and it's like, what are the options in terms of what's the biggest bang for your buck? And that really is malt liquor because it can be made cheaply. Yeah. And Anna Hercules, I'm proud of you, Polly. I'm sorry I doubted you. But don't be proud of me drinking Old English. Jesus. I don't drink it anymore because I actually have the money.
What you can get. Shoot.
Yeah. Now I drink stuff that probably isn't doing damage to my kidneys. I have to imagine that. I mean, why even do a malt beverage to begin with? And again, it's just because it can be made cheaply. It produces a high yield of alcohol because they've malted the grains before they started. You know what I mean? So it produces more sugar, thus more alcohol. I mean, it's just it's cheap crap. But way back, Evolved Potato asks, can I get a green fairy shot? So of course I had to look that up because I did not know what was in a green fairy shot, and I wanted to see if we had the requisite ingredients behind the bar, and indeed we do. It's made up of 1/3 melon liqueur, 1/3 peach schnapps, and 1/3 absinthe. Wow.
Oh boy.
Right?
Yeah. No. Let's see what ate this. I kind of talking about Mickey's. I remember Mickey when they came like in those little green bottles.
Oh, what, the short stubby ones?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I used to bong 40s of Mickey's. After about 6, I'm done. Like 40-ounce bottles of Mickey's. 6?
What?
I'm impressed.
That's a lot of lick. I don't care if it's water. 40 ounces, 6 bottles. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over how much time are we talking about here, man? That's like I wasn't kidding when I said, show me the man that can drink 2 cold bottles of malt liquor in the space of like 2-3 hours and not be loaded. Because that's me. I mean, it's when you add up how much alcohol there is. And of course, anything that's carbonated alcohol is going to hit your head a lot faster than something that's not. You know what I mean? That's why any kind of sparkling wine is going to fuck you up a lot faster and get you a lot more lightheaded and giggly than just regular still wine will, you know? Rich asks, if you want to know, poor, I'm guessing you never heard of a goon bag. I have not.
Oh dear Lord.
I have what you know what a goon bag is, Far? What's that?
I know what it is vaguely, but because it's one of those weird things that, like, I know what it is, but I'm not sure how to kind of describe it because I haven't really come across it.
Okay.
Okay, no, I was right. Okay, it's just basically a bag full of cheap wine.
Wow.
Or alcohol or something.
Yeah,
It's just
Mhm.
it's just like
a goon bag is a sculpture of metal,
no,
oversized cushion which is mounted on black marble step. What the fuck?
no. It
I real quick. I want.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what it is.
I want to point out, Evil One. The not that I have a problem with the emojis, but I've been hearing a lot of reports of people getting banned for spamming emojis. So you might want to be careful doing that. Like YouTube is straight up banning people's Google accounts associated with that. So yeah, be careful how many emojis you guys use in chats for a little while because yeah, so I was just watching a video of Markiplier, the video game streamer. He said he was doing a live stream at a bunch of his people who pay him money and join his channel and stuff were actually getting their accounts banned because they had put too many emojis in chat and like they were getting appeals denied and everything, like hundreds of people. So
Oh yeah, the one title YouTube has a huge problem.
yeah,
I just found that on YouTube. So I'm gonna check that out after the stream.
yeah, and he's got screenshots of people's stuff saying that their appeals were denied and that their accounts were banned and stuff like that. Yeah, emoji getting. Yeah, seriously. And he said all they were doing was just spamming emotes in his chat. And he said he was actually had them doing that on purpose because he was they were playing his new like choose your own adventure thing, and he was having a live chat vote on what choices he would make, and they were spamming emojis when he started getting reports from his mods that this was happening to people. So
We're gonna jump back to that in just a real quick second. Emoji getting Grant Lionhearts.
yeah, I mean,
Emoji
we're going to strength spam. It's your account, bro, but I'm not going to do it because
Yeah.
I need to shit. Thank you.
The I mean, I was reading about that as well. Like, you don't want to get account shut down. But okay, real quick, I actually was reading that from Urban Dictionary. Who's it said? Ex-Bubba Hotep. So go to definition 2 on Urban Dictionary. If you go down to definition 4, a sculpture of a metal sculpture of a pillow. I was like, how the fuck did that even end up? But yeah, he's right. If you read definition 2, it's an Aussie slang term for those cheap 4-liter wine containers due to the excessive drinking in the Aboriginal territories and the silver plastic bag inside the carton. The term goon bag evolved. Damn. Far, why y'all so racist?
Hey, it's usually not, in my area anyway, it's usually not the Aboriginals drinking the goon bags. It's usually the white people drinking that.
I love that it's an Aussie specific term. I'm trying to, like, those cheap 4-liter wine containers, like box wine? Is that what it's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and the silver plastic bag that's I'm following it now. I get it. Right. Okay. It's pulling the plastic bag outside of the box wine and just drinking out of the bag. I hear you. That's a goon bag. I love that term now. That's great. I'm using that. And then, of course, it's like, so calling somebody a goon bag implies they drink like a goon. There you go. Makes sense.
Google at it again. I see. Yeah, pretty much. They're like I said, Markiplier made his video and he was incensed. He's like, I cannot tell you how angry I am right now. People that have supported me, given me money, they've been with my channel for years, and they're losing their accounts and losing their like I said, a lot of people do that. What do you call it? They're members on the accounts. They're members on your YouTube channel. He said people were losing that stuff too because they had paid money to join his channel and had that snatched away like it was nothing. And it's like, oh, okay. So
that, and who is it that mentioned it here real quick? Down. And don't say the whistleblower's name. I'm trying to see. Oh, Ex-Bubba Hotep.
Oh yeah, that too.
Don't say the whistleblower's name, Ex-Bubba Hotep. That is on the no-no list for YouTube. I was watching. Mute. I saw a couple of different streams where people were just putting Eric's name up in chat. Just that, nothing but. I'm like, why are you just putting the person's name, like the whistleblower's name? And it's like, I think that they were on some "I'll get this stream shut down. I'm an edgy shit poster for doing this." Best guess, because it seems more like it's your account that's going to get shut down, not theirs. Maybe they didn't care because it was a sock account for them, a throwaway one. Okay, I'm following it now. Vol Potato saying the Green Fairy's a brand of absinthe in Australia. I don't know what prishy shots you take, but it's pure 60% absinthe. Oh, don't hold me responsible, man. I was simply reading off of a bartender's guide up on Google. So, yeah, they may be prissy as fuck, mixing it down with, what was it? Peach schnapps and melon liqueur. So it's just 60% absinthe. Yeah, that'll do it. Drinking that as a shot. Yeah, that's pretty heavy duty. That
is something I never want to fuck with. Just saying.
Absinthe?
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's strong alcohol. I wouldn't worry about the hallucinogenic wormwood in it, though. That's... I mean, I don't want to say it's a myth, but it's a myth, you know? Pete's asking if the whistleblower wasn't in the CIA. Still is, by all accounts, but had been assigned administratively to the White House, was an Obama selectee.
Yeah.
And ended up... hold on, I'm just looking at my girl Jessica Alba twisting around on the bed top there. Okay, hold on. I like that one particularly a lot. Thank you, Mike Parlett. Buy a goon bag for scumbag YouTube. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When I've been at liquor stores and it's the wine that I like, I don't like sweet wine at all. I like really, like, especially if it's talking about white wine, I like really tart wine. That's why I like champagne or prosecco or cava from Spain. It's less expensive versions of champagne. They're not. We won't get all technical and shit about the differences between it, but it's made sometimes like champagne. I like it because it's dry, it's tart. That I can drink. I can't drink those really sweet Moscatos and all them other types of wine, or really sweet Chardonnays. No.
Mm.
But when I'm at a liquor store and I see those, White Housewife box wines, and it's always the White Housewives that are grabbing that box wine, you know what I mean? The Karens to take home. I look at the price.
Fucking Karen.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm thinking about doing what Karen just did. Because I'm like, look at that price, man. Holy shit, that's a lot of fucking wine. And look, it's got a little spout on the side of it. It's... I have yet to do it. But I'm not going to lie, I have thought about it. Mike Parlett says Pinot Noir. I like Pinot Noir. I know a lot of people that are like, no, I want a big, fat red wine. I want it, I want... Malbec. I want it that dark. It's got to be a Cabernet Sauvignon or darker. And I'm like, oh man, get into the Italian wines and the Pinot Noirs that are like nice light reds. They're really good too. They're nice and dry. Pete says, I dig fruity wine that has actual flavor. Pete, you are a thoroughly Australian man, and I don't think anybody would ever have a doubt of that. I mean, that's an extremely Australian thing to say. If you've ever had wine coming out of Australia, god damn, it's a fruit bomb. Wine from everywhere else in the world tastes like empty by comparison. They got a wine coming out of Australia called Fat Bastard. Like a fat wine is a wine that's very thick in tannins, very heavy in tannins, very heavy in flavor, especially its fruit. It's fruit forward, as the saying goes, inside of sommelier-isms. And it's... Yeah, I prefer wine that's very fruity, says the Aussie, in a very Aussie way, in an Aussie accent. I believe you, man. I totally believe you. Grant Leinhardt says, I only like dessert wine. Hey, man, that's that super sweet, often thick wine that I'm talking about that I don't dig. If it's your thing, you enjoy it. Don't let people tell you what to drink. Your taste buds are king. It's like... Imagine this conversation and how retarded it sounds. Or, excuse me, how specially abled it sounds. Eve, you know that thing that you ate and you didn't like the way that it tasted?
Yes.
You tasted it wrong.
Oh.
Think how stupid that sounds. That doesn't make no sense. If somebody doesn't like the taste of something.
Wrong.
Yeah, your taste buds were lying to you.
They need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
That's just...
No, you said me specifically. I'm like, what'd I do?
No, I'm just saying, like, as an example conversation. People are like, no, it is good. And it's like, did you just tell them their taste buds were lying to them? Do you realize how little sense what you just said makes?
Right? It's like, okay, they just didn't like it. I mean...
Yeah. Dundee Hills from Oregon. Yeah, well, Oregon, they own the Pinot Noir, man. It's and command a premium price just by the fact that it says Oregon on the label, and like meaning cultivated there. But yeah, Oregon Pinots, man, they demand the premium price because nobody grows it quite like them, according to them. I can't afford Oregon Pinot, so I wouldn't know. I mean, I've had a few and they really were fantastic, but man, I drink, let's say the less expensive bourbons that tend to be lower on the shelf. And by lower on the shelf, I mean they're like at floor level. So, yeah, I do what I can do.
They're not quite goon bags?
No, they're not goon bag. I haven't bought the Karen box yet. The Karen box. I'm going to remember that.
I hope so. You made it up.
Well, we'll see. I am drinking after all. There's actually an Australian wine called Pete's Pure, says Pete. Yeah, I can believe it. Atheist Icon, Red Zinfandel with my beef. Yeah, it's... You know what's great about Zinfandel? It maxes out at like 14.5, 15% alcohol. You show me another wine that can make it that high without being fortified. Whatever's going on with the Zinfandel grape, it's some deadly serious shit, because holy fuck do they get. See, everyone's loving that Jessica Alba. Look how smiley she is in her bra and panties with that cigarette. It's so inviting. That's a charming woman right there. That's the Harry Channel. Thank you very much for that donation, saying the Central Coast of California has Pinots from the San Lucia Mountains, which are an affordable world-class wine. Oregon can suck it. I love the local pride. Yeah, well, you know what I've noticed is that like California has so many wine regions, right? I'm sorry if I'm boring everybody about the wine talk, but it's coming up. What the fuck? You can find wine that can rival anything that Napa Valley can produce. Napa Valley's got that name. But there's Russian River, there's Sonoma wines that can easily keep up with anything coming out of Napa. It's just Napa's got that name, so it's got that 15, 20, 25% premium price over anything coming out of, like I said, the Russian River, Sonoma, you name it. And it's kind of bullshit. I don't care that you had to pay extra for your vineyards just because you bought them in the most expensive real estate region. That's your fault. Pass the cost along to me. Right? Gayest person on YouTube says Polly likes the Pinot Oregon. Wow. I love when I drunkenly slur and it comes out dirty.
Now, Evolved Potato makes a very interesting point here. An acquired taste just means we learn to tolerate this shit tasting crap. Did you know that drinking something repeatedly, consuming some kind of something repeatedly, you will eventually get to where you don't hate the taste of it. I think it's like anywhere from 5 to 10 times of eating or drinking something.
Right.
So if you build up that tolerance to it, then do you really like it?
And you'd be like, yeah, you know what? It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things of, okay, I've had this like 5 or 6 times now. I hated it at first, but now it's not so bad. It's because your body is getting used to it, and then
Used to it.
Okay.
All right. So what's that thing for you, Eve? What have you developed an actual acquired taste for in that way?
Oh, that's a tough question. Probably.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I'm just thinking probably raw fish on sushi.
Oh, that's actually a
What?
really good answer, but really quick. Again, Jessica Alba just rolling around on that bed, impressing me. Thank you for bringing her up again, Harry Channel. Thank you again for the donation. He says, "Preach, my brother. Paso Robles has really aggressive zins like Biker from Four Vines. Never heard of it, but I've got that in my Streamlabs. I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, it's like I said. Don't get me wrong. Napa has like Chateau Montelena. I had an 01 Chateau Montelena, which is a Napa proper, a state wine, meaning 100% of the grapes that come from their particular vineyards. That's one of the things. If they don't specify that under the particular laws of the region for winemaking, it'll say a given wine vineyard's name on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean all the fruit actually came from that place. Go figure. When it's an estate product, depending on where you're at, that means at least that certain, it was all what it says on the label in that particular case, meaning Cab Sauv. And that Chateau Montelena 01 Cab Sauv, man, it was dark cherry. It was so mellow. It was so laid back. It had no heat on the back. It was, God, like, that was a beef wine. That was like, it just screamed, pair me with steak. It was, oh. So yeah, Napa's got some good shit going on, but that doesn't mean it's the only place. And who the hell wants to pay $275 a bottle? Am I right? I wasn't paying, by the way, so that's how I got to have that Montelena. Anyway, moving on. So, Eve, sushi, huh?
I mean, I like sushi. It's just raw fish was an acquired taste. Like you know, what was it? Was just saying that. My brain stopped. Well, potato was just saying that. Yes. No, because it's not. Maybe it's the texture of it that really gets me. I don't know.
But you have to admit, and I don't think a lot of people know or realize before they have sushi for the first time just how soft uncooked fish is going to be. Like chicken's it's gonna give you a little. There's something to chew. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's fibrous or anything because it's not, but there's something to chew with chicken. Sushi, oh man, it's so tender as to barely be there, and that's awesome when you've got fish that delicate. But I don't think a lot of people who have never tried sushi before are prepared for that. Far, you don't like sushi, am I right?
No, I don't mind sushi. I just don't like the stuff with the raw fish on it. I've tried it and it was just no. No.
So what about the ones that are like, obviously the cooked ones, like the sweetened egg? What's it? Shit, I can't remember the Japanese name.
I don't like egg, so.
Oh, that's right. You don't like eggs. Yes, okay.
I don't like eggs.
Yeah. What about
Give
that?
me an egg.
And that means no eggnog. Oh, you poor woman.
Oh my god.
I don't really care about the eggnog.
Oh, Pat, let me tell you something. Speaking of
What
eggs and strange Australian things. Okay, so we're watching Aussie commercials from the 1990s, right? Far and I, okay? Try and picture this. It's Christmas time, and Eve, picture this, okay? It's Christmas time. And they're doing an ad for, like, go out and buy gifts and for people, electronics, this thing's on sale, that thing's on sale. It was like December 15th or whatever that the ads were from. And they're like, for your special Christmas dinner. And it was a whole bunch of people on a sunny patio. Everyone's wearing shorts and t-shirts. They're outside under a patio table with an awning blocking the bright, glaring Australian sun from hitting them. And the mother is bringing out a large roasted turkey. And I'm like, this is all so completely incongruent. I can't make any sense of this. The ocean was in the background. Christmas in Australia or anywhere where it doesn't, okay, maybe not necessarily snow, but that you're in shorts and a t-shirt on a patio and you need something to block the sun because it's too hot, and you're eating a roasted turkey with gravy on Christmas Eve. I don't know.
It doesn't snow everywhere, Polly, okay?
But it should on Christmas is what I'm saying. It should.
I agree, but
If it started snowing here on Christmas, that would be a cause of like, what the hell is going on here?
That's your global warming evidence right there.
Yeah. Oh my God, they were right about our carbon footprint. We should have listened. Oh, Harry Channel says it. Tomego or Tamago? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Yeah, that's the sweetened egg sushi. Tamago. Well, that probably just means egg, doesn't it? That's probably just the Japanese word for an egg.
Probably.
Francis, we have a rainy Christmas. Yeah, we always have a rainy Christmas here in the South, so.
Yeah.
See, I'd be okay with that. As long as it's like a little cold where you're feeling like being a little cozy. You know what I mean? Because I just so strong. And I realize it's a huge bias. I get that. That's what I'm talking about, my personal bias on it, because it seems strange to me. But if you don't want to like cozy up in like a blanket or something with some nice eggnog with some hard liquor in it, like who the fuck wants to drink thick eggnog under the blazing sun on a beach? I mean, that's...
Did I get to tell you I got to drink real eggnog last year?
Like homemade?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Oh, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hanging out. I was at a Christmas party, and my friend's dad was there, and he was like, "Okay, look, this is going to take a minute, but I need y'all to be patient with me. I'm going to tell you a story while we make this." And he told us the story of how it originally came to be, and I'm trying to remember all of it now. It was something to do with I want to say it was the British military. I may be wrong. No, it was American. I don't remember. I'm not going to even try to recall it at this point. But it was an interesting story about a military unit who basically they weren't allowed to go anywhere or do anything, so they took what little they had and they mixed, like, was it whiskey, I think, with eggs, and then like beat them up, and then so they curdled the eggs by adding it to the alcohol, and that's how the original eggnog came to be. It's not the sweet stuff we buy in the store anymore. It was
Right.
well, it's definitely a main ingredient is egg, Richo. So
Well, here I got sneeze. Somebody talk. Hold on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the store-bought stuff is made of. I know, like I said, I think the original recipe was egg and whiskey mixed with what was that other? There's one other ingredient that was very key.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Well, it depends on the recipe. I go a little nuts with the nutmeg because, hell yeah.
That's it.
What?
No.
No, I not just nutmeg and a little cheminison and bourbon. Hello.
Schmaltz-line?
Yeah, it was bourbon. That's what it was. I was thinking I was getting my alcohols mixed up.
Now more people are definitely into rum, especially spice rum for eggnog, and I get that. I can appreciate that, but I don't know. I've just excuse me. I'm just so much into the combination flavor between a nice rich bourbon, like a Maker's, what have you. Woodford Reserve works really good with eggnog, stuff like that. And that's about as expensive as my budget will justify. Now, you want to talk about some fucking eggnog from back in the day, classic recipes, right? Let's talk about my man, General Washington, George Washington. You want to know what's in his recipe? I found this in the old Farmer's Almanac, a reference to it, and I went to the library, and through the library transfer system, my university had that old Farmer's Almanac reprint brought in, and so here's the recipe as follows. I threw it away in a folder for later use. These are his words, which is kind of cool, written in his own. Now keep in mind, no refrigeration. That explains a lot of what's going on. 1 quart cream, 1 quart milk, 2 dozen tablespoons of sugar, 1 pint of brandy, half a pint of rye whiskey, half a pint of Jamaica rum, 1/4 pint of sherry. Mix the liquor first. Then separate the yolks and whites of 12 eggs. Add sugar to the beaten yolks, mix well. Add milk and cream beaten slowly. Beat whites of eggs until stiff and then fold. Let and sit in a cool place and taste frequently. Now, there's the thing. For a week, let it sit and do this. So the curdling is definitely part of it. And you're stirring it and tasting it to see when it gets to that curdled aspect. You know what I mean? Why all the liquor? So it wouldn't go bad. Because it's all fresh dairy ingredients, right? Eggs and milk. And, you know what I mean? So like, that is, if you do the math out on that, that shit's like mostly alcohol. There's there's less milk and cream in there than there is alcohol, George.
Damn, George.
So,
George said, this shit's gonna knock you on your ass.
what's a quart? It's a liquid measurement, sir. I don't know. What would be like how many milliliters in a quart would be the most helpful conversion, I guess?
I forgot some of my metrics.
Yes, I do ounces and stuff, so I don't know what the metric conversion is.
I forget how many ounces are in a quart even. I can tell you how many liters are in a gallon. Like I remember that one for some reason. Okay, 1 quart is 946 milliliters. 1,000 milliliters is a liter. Yes, is a liter. So it's just shy of a liter. So if we were to go back and yeah, we probably have like, man, I love the Aussie audience, man. They're up late. It's great. It's like the middle of the day for them, right?
No, it's not.
Well, that's true. What is it, like 10 p.m.?
It's about almost 8 for me, but probably 10 for them.
7 a.m. here.
Well, it's 6 here.
It's let's see, and we want to know how much there is a pint. How many milliliters are in a pint? Because that'll tell us something helpful. Oh, it's damn near half a liter. Okay, so to our Australian contingent, let's reread that recipe in understandable terms, shall we? Hold on, go back. Let's load. Let's go. 10 p.m. here. How many gallons in a liter of gas? How many gallons in a liter of gas? There's 3.78 liters in a gallon, if I remember correctly. But I've been drinking, so don't go making financial investments on what I'm saying. So here we are. Remetricarized. George Washington's Christmas recipe goes as following. 1 liter of cream, 1 liter of milk, 1 dozen tablespoons of sugar, half liter of brandy, a half liter of whiskey, a half liter of rum, and a quarter liter of sherry. Damn. That makes it sound like more somehow. Martha's like, you're not making that stuff again, are you, George? Leave me alone, woman. But George, it's out there for a week.
Delaware.
It's don't worry, the animals won't touch it.
Oh, you didn't.
What's that?
George, where did all my eggs go? Oh, no, you didn't.
It's the holidays, dear. Leave me alone.
So that's the thing that most people don't get. We joke about only using the imperial system, but we use both. Depending on what we need, we use both. But we just like to tease everyone else that we only use the imperial system, so because it's better.
No.
The answer is 0 because it's petrol. Like, really? Really?
Answer 0.
Petrol.
Petrol. Well, you're not really pronouncing the O that's in there, are you?
I'm Australian. What do you want from me?
Yeah, is this like
Stop
a Brisbane
pronouncing
thing?
shit?
What? Like I said, it's like a Brisbane thing. No, it's Brisbane, but that's not how it's spelled. But that's how it's said, damn you. Okay.
It's Brisbane.
Do you want a recipe for a non-alcoholic eggnog? I'm looking at eggnog recipes. No. No.
Like I said, if you want that, just go buy the board in Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just go to the market and buy whatever they have there, and then pour some liquor in it. Petrol.
Liquor, I barely even know her.
Jesus, that's so old, Eve.
But it's funny though.
Okay, since I am the bartender, I get to direct the conversation. It's happening up here at the bar. And so, Cop Rock.
Oh, God.
So Far and
Yes.
I watched last night, early this morning. I lose track. I drink. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
matter.
What matters is we watched the last episode.
That's right. The 11th episode. It only ran 11 episodes, and we watched the last one. Whatever, last night, early this morning. And oh my God, guys. It was clear that they were planning for, in our opinion, for a second half to the season. They didn't think they were going to get...
I think second season, just in general.
Okay.
So, I mean, I know, like, yeah, it's a bit short, but at the same time, it's not the only show that would have done something like that, you know, at the time. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, this is where the crowd dies. Ebony says, "Damn, Polly, how good is Cop Rock? This is the third time you've mentioned it."
Oh god.
And Rajan says, "Don't listen to the otter. He can't even pronounce Arkansas correctly." Well,
Arkansas.
it's a joke. Jesus. What's this? People are like, "Man, you realize it's Arkansas, right?" Yeah, I do realize it's Arkansas. Jesus. I also say Delit for fun. I don't know. Eve was listening to me getting frustrated earlier on because I couldn't pronounce MP4 as a word. Remember?
Mm-hmm. You're like, how do you say this as a word? And I'm like, MP4.
Yeah, MP4. I don't know. It's a habit I've broken into where like PNG files have become pingins, JPEGs have become JPEGs. I don't know why I started doing it. I just did. But MP4 is the one that sticks. It's a problem because how do you pronounce that as a word? I can't do it.
MP4. MP4.
Oh,
It's
hey,
like
next 6
metaphor,
minutes
but
is here. Hey,
metaphor.
6.
But
Pronounce it correctly. It's arse cancer. That's Jesus Christ. Damn it, Rich. Yeah, so Cop Rock. It's like, how is that good? How good is that show? Ebony asks. It's so good it's bad. That's what we mean by it. We're having a fun time watching it because the majority of the time we're laughing at these few kernels of a good idea that get lost in the rest of the show, which is a complete fucking mess. It's watching a dumpster fire for laughs. That's what's going on.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't like mistake this for us thinking this is quality, because oh my god, this is not even close to anything competent.
That's a good way to say
You know?
it. It's not close to anything competent. I like that because it's the drama, full air quotes, that they try and write between people is senseless. People come to huge life decisions in a literal matter of moments. A guy will, a detective who is on trial for murder, who the jury is currently out and he's sitting in his lawyer's office waiting for the jury to come back as to whether or not he's going to be going to jail for the next 25 years for homicide. And he says to the cold-ass woman lawyer that's working for him, "I want to get you pregnant. I want a connection to the real world in case I get sent away forever." She gets up, walks around, kind of looks at him with incredulousness, closes the door, turns around and says, "Okay." That's the level of quality going on in this show. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, and that never gets resolved either. Ever. It's like literally brought up once, and then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, just forget about that one. But that's part of the reason why we kind of think that it's possible that was supposed to be setting up. You know, because it's just left alone.
And it, excuse me, all of the stories in this last 11th episode, all the storylines seem to be set up. There's this husband and wife couple, and they're separating, and they're moving out of the house because they can't live together because the husband refuses to accept that his wife isn't cheating on him. Sort of, generally speaking, that's what's going on between them.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening there. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
you're,
it's like that-
you're cheating on me. No, I'm not.
And
I
then
proved that I'm not cheating on you. What the fuck?
in the
You're
last
thinking of cheating on me. Let's break up. Like that's really it. And it's like, dude.
in the
What
last
the fuck?
like few like there's only like what 5-7 minutes left of the show, and we're like, how the fuck are they going to resolve all these storylines, because we know this is the last episode in the few minutes they have left. Now it is Cop Rock, and they could come up with some bullshit to finish everything off super quick because they've done it before. Start storylines they didn't finish, wrap stuff up super fast.
Yeah, like the baby merchant stuff.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Put a pin in that. We'll get back into the baby merchant in a second. The way they choose to end it is it like sort of mid-story, they cut to the actor Ronnie Cox, who, if you know, was a longtime actor and a really good actor and somehow ended up in this show. And another actor who I've seen in a bunch of movies, especially like Sugar Hill and some other films that I liked that he was in. They're both. He's playing the chief of police, and his assistant are sitting in the chief of police's office, and they completely break character. And he just says, "So we got canceled." Yep, we did. You know, this was a great job. I really love this. And they're both holding the script in their hand. They're completely broken character, and they're talking as actors now at the end of this show. And all of a sudden they get up and start singing, and the whole cast rushes into the room, and they sing a song about "It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings," until a fat woman comes in and starts singing.
No, she doesn't just come in. Here's the thing. Here's the really special thing about all this. They lower her from a swing she's sitting on, from the ceiling.
Yeah.
So she's being lowered down, and now you see this woman who's wearing this blanket of a sequined dress, is the only way to describe this, while sitting on a swing, and she starts singing. Then they raise her back up so you can't see her anymore, until they cut away, and you see like the entire view, and she's still up there, singing away.
Yes.
As fat ladies apparently do.
They had a fat woman. I mean, this is an exceptionally rotund individual. Fat woman.
Yeah, like when we say fat woman, it's not like, oh yeah, she's a bit chubby. It's no. It's as in, I would not feel safe being one of these actors singing below her.
Oh no. And that's the way the show ends. It should give you an idea. Like, have you ever like heard of like Birdemic, Shock and Terror, or The Room, or you know the last film Bela Lugosi was in, Ed Wood's film Plan 9 from Outer Space? Movies that are so bad they're good. You watch them to just watch the mess happen. That's Cop Rock. It's not that it's the greatest show. It's this infamously bad show from back in the day, from 1990, that only lasts 11 episodes. So we had to watch it, and yeah, we've had some fun laughing our ass off at it for sure. No, Pizza's was a Tess, like as big as Tess Holiday for real, Pete. Like this was a big woman. Her dress really did look like a sequin blanket.
Like, oh my god. And the ending was just so fucking bizarre because again, like Polly said, it literally is the actors out of character singing "It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings." Woo! They look at a fat, like, that's one of my favorite things of Cop Rock, though, of how literal they can take things.
Yeah.
Like, there's another thing in that show where they will show you cops driving over train tracks, and then suddenly they're in the bad part of town.
And they, in their lyrics,
It's
they
literally
actually
the
sing,
wrong side of
"We're
the
going
tracks."
we're going to the bad side of the tracks, the wrong side of the tracks." And when they drive over these train tracks, all of a sudden there's gangsters everywhere and homeless people, etc., etc. Like this show is so ham-fisted you can't help but laugh at how hackneyed the writing is. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. So anyway, that's what's going on there. And it gave us the gift that is the song "Baby Merchant." The man who's selling babies to babyless couples from drug-addicted mothers who can't afford to keep their kids anymore. And this guy's like the ultimate scumbag hustler with it. And I actually tweeted the song out because somebody put it up on YouTube, and it's got a lot of watches because you have to see this guy do his thing. Baby merchant.
He does.
Tots are us.
Tots are us. All the service and none. No damn fuss.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes. Yeah, it's like the strangest thing. It's fucking Baby Merchant. It's fantastic.
So yeah, there are a couple episodes up on YouTube if you get real bored. And
the pilot is up.
The pilot
and like up to about episode 3 is up. The rest of it, you have to find a torrent for it until you get to like episode. I think it's episode 8 is up.
Far. I think
10.
You meant go to Amazon and buy it legitimately, is what she meant by torrent.
Polly, it's Cop Rock. You can't buy this shit legitimately. No one is selling Cop Rock.
Amazon is. I looked it up. You can buy it.
No one. Yeah, but it's like someone's shitty VHS rip of it.
No, it's legitimate.
No, it's not. You know it's not legit. this is like someone's VHS copy.
Okay.
And
So
they've just put it into a DVD form.
I wanted to I wanted to check something out. Nobody, everyone's been extremely generous with the with the donations tonight. It's greatly appreciated. Your bartender is living broke and certainly appreciates it. But I did put up a new one for, what was it, $1? I want to do a test for it because I never got a chance to test it. So let's see how it looks. Well, that's nice. That works. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm happy with that. Yeah, y'all have to wait to see it come up. And you never hear any of the sounds associated with them, right?
With what?
The pop-ups. You guys never hear the sexy saxophone
we
playing?
did. We
Did
did
you?
for a bit, but not now.
Okay. I've got to figure out how to do a virtual audio cable, so it's... I don't even know how that would work, to do an audio input into the Google Hangout so you guys hear it happen. Because then you're cued off that a donation just came in, so you're going to be expecting me to read it. I don't have to cut people off, that kind of thing. And I forgot, what the hell happens with this one? I don't think... See, I don't want to hit them. Everyone should have to hit the money to find out the certain dollar amounts. And I got to get the hidden ones in there, the 1776s and the... I know there's some dirty person who's going to put a $14.88 donation in there just to do it.
Just because you can.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that new one that I had added actually worked, because I wasn't sure. Duck Dog ass, if invasion was the 9th plan, how fucking bad were the first 8? Well, it wasn't like... It's Plan 9 is... God, I feel so stupid even saying it. They've figured out a way to make sunlight explosive. The aliens. What? The aliens have figured out a way to make sunlight explosive.
I have no words.
Yeah. So, it's a combination of dead rising from the grave and vampires combined with an alien invasion who are trying to keep the secret of the solar explosive a secret. That movie is a glorious fucking mess. It's worth checking out. If only to see how bad. And it's Bela Lugosi, the famous Bela Lugosi actor who originally played Nosferatu way back in the day. This is his last film, and he dies in the middle of the filming. And so Ed Wood is not going to just give up. So he gets Bela Lugosi's dentist, I believe it is, to play him, to like dress up in his costume and walk around with like his arm up over his face, kind of like doing the vampire wah thing where he's kind of like, and he walks around like, so you see Bela Lugosi walking around like that, covering his face for the rest of the movie, but it's because it's not him. And that's why his face is covered, or you'd see that, because Bela Lugosi died. But he finished the film, such as it is. Yeah, legendary movie. Legendarily bad, mind you. I mean, it never reached the cinematic heights that, say, Birdemic did. But...
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it can't get any better than fending off birds with coat hangers.
Yes, that was... Guys, if you haven't seen it, it's fucking awesome. There's a scene where there's the worst CGI birds ever flying above their heads, and they're swatting with coat hangers at them, and there's no interaction. They don't know where the attacking birds are supposed to be, so they're... Yeah, it's something to watch, all right.
Jesus Christ.
Things happening in California. It's what happens when controlled burns aren't done regularly. Oh man, guys talking about the forest fires, plains fires out there. You know what I haven't done in a while? Since like 2 Noir Bars ago. Check out hashtag Noir Bar. Do that right now.
Like, what's in there?
We don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah, like,
yeah, but it's like, oh, go ahead.
I was just about to say, like, because I had asked people, like, if there's anything you want us to talk about or things you want to suggest, that kind of thing, go ahead and throw in the hashtag Noir Bar, and then we'll know about it. And there was also a shit posting on my part because there were a bunch of bars, especially this one in England, that was running under the name Noir Bar, and that was a hashtag that they were using to promote their dead tech bullshit trendy ass garbage bar. And I thought it was hilarious to suddenly have that hashtag be set by all of these weird stories and sexy women pictures and
Like, who's trolling us?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, see, the Shrouded Angel has posted a bunch of stuff, but they're also here with hashtag Monkey in the Morning, hashtag MSS News. So it's stuff that I remember them carrying or talking about at different points. Very predatory. Health Canada bars sale of vaginal detox products following marketplace investigation.
Oh yeah, me and Monkey was talking about that. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, has already been covered and gone over by certain things. And, you know, here's this thing about T.I., and I mean, everyone's talking about it, and it's like, T.I.'s trash, man. His thoughts are trash. He's trash. Don't listen to this guy. Oh, Eve put this one up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's T.I. said something else incredibly fucking stupid, thinking he was smart. Mr. used the multi-syllabic words and everyone will think I'm a genius. And it's like, no, man, you're a moron. You always have been. You're the guy that left an awards show to go buy a bunch of fucking illegal automatic weapons, and you were buying them from an undercover fucking, an undercover federal agent, you moron. And now, and now this guy speaks on gun control. It's like, man, gun control should be aimed at people who are looking to buy illegal firearms, like you did. Not gun control trying to keep guns out of the hands of people that are going to responsibly own them, moron. But he doesn't understand the irony of that. He's like, I've been convicted, so I understand gun crime. You understand that it's people buying guns illegally like you that make it impossible for gun control to ever effectively work?
Polly, look on the bright side. At least he was buying them from a legitimate source.
An undercover federal agent?
I thought it was funny. I thought I was clever.
Oh my. So it's getting on. I figure that if chat has any questions over the next few minutes, we can go ahead and answer those. If not, we'll go ahead and shut down the bar and shoo everybody off to their various mid-morning saloon hangout joints. I'm assuming they're around town.
Yeah, like well, my thing I saw like well, I think it was like last night. Well, you know, like Andy know how he, you know, had this little tips for Antifa and shit like that. Well, he had tweeted out something talking about some guy had confronted him at some place and things like that. You know how it is, like, you know, your typical motherfuckers be trying to buck up the Andy and call them fascists and trying to fight him and stuff like that, and you know, because they know Andy won't fight back. You know, not that he's a coward and things like that, but they know they can pick at him simply because he won't fight back. Mm-hmm. And so he had posted up like a pictures of the guy and things like that, and I'm like, really? I'm like, so I had tweeted out, I was like, the only reason why this guy bucked up to you is because he knows you won't fight back. But sit up here and ask yourself, do you think this guy would, in any other, if he knew that Andy would like knock a motherfucker out, whatever buck up to him the way that he did. Mm-hmm. And I told him, that's how a lot of these fools are. It's like they know who and who not to mess with. Like remember that one Antifa guy who was like picking at that one woman, like was like following her and saying stuff to her and act like he was badass. But when her son confronted him, he turned bitch and hightailed.
I don't remember that. No.
it's I can't remember because I think the guy, he got fired over it. Cause like he was like messing with this woman, going around saying something about her like because I think this was around like Veterans Day or something like that, and the guy was just basically harassing a woman, saying something like this, saying like he's glad that her husband was dead or whatever. And so the video switches out to like this big dude like around my size, like, yeah, what you say about my mom? What you come from my mom?
Mm-hmm,
What'd you say? And the guy just turned straight up bitch and ran. I'm like, that's how they are. They only badass when they know you ain't fighting back. When they confront somebody who they know gonna whoop their ass, man, they are the biggest. They are the biggest chicken shit you ever see. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking like that same way because I'm like, oh my god, he looked like Carlos Maza.
Really?
It's on my Twitter somewhere, and I'm like, this guy don't even look like he can whoop a motherfucker fly, let alone trying to buck up to somebody. Like I said, the only reason why he did it because it was Andy No.
Jesus. That Carlos Maza. Why'd you have to remind me of him, Pat? God damn it.
I know he almost faded from existence,
Why would anybody hire that guy again?
He generates buzz.
Did someone hire him?
He does not that I know of, but I'm fully expecting someone to, for the reason that Pat just said, because he generates buzz. But it's a stupid idea. Like fucking Vox, let the guy go. Like, we can't handle the way that you're fucking around here. You're spending more time trying to organize our staff to walk out and demand money that we don't have to give you than you are doing anything you were hired to do. Because he's an activist by trade. That's his profession. Not reporter, not opinion writer, activist. He gets paid to go places and cause problems. And I don't think people realize, like, somebody who's you can compliment somebody in being, man, you're particularly good at being an evil son of a bitch. You know that? Like, Ted Bundy was really good at convincing people to trust him so he could kill them. Like, like being non-threatening to women so he could kill them. Like, you're complimenting the guy. You're very good at being a charming guy, you evil son of a bitch. Like, you understand what I mean? I mean the same kind of compliment coming at Carlos Maza. Like, do you realize the genius of what he was able to pull with YouTube? He got sick and decided got sick of Steven Crowder, busting his balls, doing so effectively. Carlos Maza would put together some stupid little YouTube video, get a couple 100,000 views off of it, largely because of Vox, not because of him. You know what I mean? And Steven Crowder would get like 1 million 2 views busting this guy's balls and like ripping apart his argument and having fun doing it. And it was blowing his mind, I'm sure. I'm sure that just ate him alive that this was happening. So his response was not to attack Steven Crowder, but attack YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The strategic malevolence of that has to be appreciated. That guy's a dangerous man. Because he knows he's in a position where he can lay a label upon YouTube that they absolutely don't want. Homophobic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see what I mean? And he's that guy with the label gun, so to speak. So he's like, do you remember? I remember reading that Twitter thread, that long Twitter thread, and then the things he kept repeating over and over again to every news source who rushed to him to do interviews and who he reached out to do interviews with. He had to schedule all the interviews. He had so many and repeated the same talking points. He complimented Steven Crowder. Crowder is the ideal, were his words, the ideal YouTube creator, because they create buzz by saying edgy, homophobic stuff that's going to bring attention from all the wrong people for talking a bunch of hate speech. YouTube gets to make money off of the advertising dollars, but they can say it's not us doing it, so they do it from a distance. Steven Crowder is perfect for them. I don't blame Steven Crowder. He's just an ignorant homophobe. I blame YouTube, because they're the guys given a platform to broadcast hate speech against the LGBT community. Like, you brilliant fuck. And what ends up happening? Well, we don't want to be seen as giving this guy a platform to. We want to prove we're not making money. So you got Susan Wojcicki, who goes to an interview with a Vox subsidiary, Red Code, whatever it's called. It's a company owned by Vox. And in the space of an hour, hour and a half, stage conversation, apologizes to the entire LGBTQ plus community some 11 or 12 times. Like, oh wow, your chain can't be yanked easily, can it? I mean, that brilliant bat. Why the fuck would anybody ever hire this guy? Go work somewhere else, man. I don't want you around here.
Yeah. It's like the same as they do with Zoe Quinn and shit like that, you know, like hell, she comes in, she generates a little buzz and stuff like that until she starts costing them money, then they let her go. I don't know. It's a ridiculous genius marketing scheme, and it gets on my damn nerves. But
oh man, I see until now there. Grant Lionheart asks, wait, are you talking about the tard who roundhouse kicked a chick's phone? No, but you know what happened to that guy? Nothing.
Well, besides him losing his job,
yeah, but that's it. Like no criminal charges, no real anything, and it was like, what bothers me about the situation is that somebody can do stuff that's extreme and far, and an Antifa person gets busted, etc. They can always claim, well, it was the era of Trump when that happened. You have to understand, we were resisting tyranny.
They're just being assholes.
Yeah, it's like you're carrying on in a particular kind of way, and you have this kind of actual functional lame-ass excuse to get out of it, like justify it. Don't you understand? We were under the threat of tyranny.
No, they saw a perfect opportunity to be assholes, and they took it.
Oh,
which is one of the reasons why I could never be at one of these little rallies or one of these little get-togethers where Antifa show up, because I know I'll send about a good 10 of them to the damn hospital. Because I'm just like, put your hands on me and I'm gonna crack your fucking skull.
Right. I don't know why Pop-Tart's calling me sexy, but hey, thank you, Pop-Tart. I appreciate that. I'm sure she was talking to me.
Sure.
Let me see. I did see somebody who asked a question here before we get closed up here. Yeah, I saw Becca said she just showed up, and we're already getting ready to close up. Sorry
She said
about
hate speech. The Supreme Court already ruled on this shit. Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't stop people from trying to use it as an excuse. Hate speech is any speech I don't like, so.
Yeah. And Mike Parlett says, make sure you say good evening to Jessica Alba for me. Oh, I will. Bergnastring asks, how tall are the tree in Yellowstone? Oh, you got me. I don't know.
They're tall.
Yeah,
tall.
They're taller than your average pine. How about that?
They're as tall as you want them to be.
I thought I had seen one other question. I guess not. Yeah, whenever I ask whether it be on comic book curation over here, it's like, does anyone have any questions? And the answer is no. And that's fine. It's okay. I'm getting a little tipsy to be answering questions reasonably anyway. Oh, you know what picture I just found that I want to turn into a pop-up or a notification? Y'all know who Amelia Clark is?
Damn.
Name sounds familiar. Wait. From Game of Thrones?
Indeed.
Yeah.
And also from Terminator Genesis. She's like sexy as fuck as Sarah Connor, man. A terrible film, but she was like the best part about it. But look at her in this black and white boudoir photo. Oh hell yeah, Amelia Clark, looking good. I want to use that as a pop-up somehow for like, I might go in for $3 or $4. Trying to figure out some way to animate it. I think I'm going to cut her out of the background and have the background moving forward so it looks like one of them magnification camera angles, you know? We'll see. I'll come up with something.
Now, and I just found the article. I had to put it in the chat. Like, that was a guy. His name was Steve Wilson, like I said. And what it was, like I said, yeah, he lost his job for like harassing like a a 9/11 victim
Wow.
or a 9/11 widow. So yeah, he was just basically, like following her around and stuff like that, being an asshole, saying horrible stuff to her. And so her son had confronted him, like, yeah, what you say about my mom? Huh? What you say about my mom? And like I said, he had my side, and that dude just straight turned up. He turned up straight up. He turned a straight bitch, man. Like there's video too, as you see, like when the dude confronted him and stuff like that. Next thing you know, you see old boy just running away. I'm like, oh, he was badass when he was confronting that woman, but her son came to the rescue. Shit. Now you ain't got nothing to say.
Pop Tart says she looks high as fuck. She does not look high as fuck. She looks eroticized. She's blown away by how sexy the man is in front of her. That's what that look is. She's slightly dazed with erotic desire. There you go. In any case, I think we've had the bar open long enough for any additional police show up. I'd certainly like to thank everybody for showing up, especially Vol Potato for posting everybody's links in chat. Pat over here, over on the Psycho Rick channel, has already have all 3 parts of the Marilyn Monroe series up, if I'm correct.
Yes, I had just dropped down the 3rd part yesterday.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. That's the one I haven't seen yet. I've only seen the.
Yeah, it's talking about the conspiracies that surround her death.
Cool. So yeah, by all means, throw a link up in chat for that. And yeah, it's like I was saying before, like over on, I think it was Monkey in the Morning, I was saying that even if you don't know like any of the stuff around Marilyn Monroe or aren't a particular fan, it's worth watching just to understand her legend and everything. Pat does a good job covering it. So I really enjoy the first 2 parts. I'm sure the 3rd one will be good as hell. And Eve, do you have anything you'd like to pitch?
Just myself. I mean,
all right, it's in the chat.
Cool. So yeah, check that out, everybody.
So just myself. Put my links here in the chat. You can find me on Twitch primarily. You can also, there's my Twitter handle, my YouTube channel, and the Minions of the Zoo, where you'll find me hosting on occasion as well. So
nice. And lastly, Far, you can go ahead and put your link in chat if you would like for your merch, but you can also find it right there in the description. It's there from last time Far graced us with her presence. In any case, her merch store.
Buy my shit.
Yep, buy her shit. Damn it. It's like a Schlitz malt liquor ad. Buy it or die.
It really is. Buy my shit or die.
I'll sick the bull on you.
But don't really.
In any case, so everybody, thanks for coming by Noir Bar. Greatly appreciate you filling the illegal saloon and have a good time flouting the liquor laws as we do. Thank you to Pat and Eve and Far for keeping me company at the bar. Thank you again, Evolved Potato, for putting all our links in chat the whole time. And as we always say about this time, you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. See you again next time, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.